Right, percentages. 5% of 120. Now, what I would do is always work out 10% first. Okay, so 10% is just 12, isn't it? If you remember, to work out 10%, you just divide by 10. That's what 10% is. Okay, works out nice, that is. Divide by 10. So if you divide that by 10, you get 12. If you know 10%, you can easily work out 5%. Because, of course, to get from 10 to 5, you halve it, don't you? So you get 6. Okay, half of 10% is 5%. So you get half of 12 then is 6. 90% of 900, well 10% is 90, okay? Which means then 5%, no I don't want 5%, I want 90%, don't I? So 90%, of course then you could times this by 9, that's one way of doing it. 9 times 9 is 81, so 810 there. Question 2, it says increase 296 by 25%. Now 25%, you could work out 10%, okay? Then 5% and 10% and so on to get 25. Or you could think of 25% as a quarter, okay? Because that's what that is. So you could work out a quarter of £96. And to work out a quarter of 96, you need to divide by 4. When you divide by 4, you halve it and halve it again, okay? 96 divided by 4 is, halve it is 48, halve it again is 24. Now it does say increase it, so that means you've got to add on the 25%. Okay? So that means you're adding on the £24 and you get 120. Okay, question 3. Question 3. It says bank saves £6,000 in 1 year and gets 3% interest paid into your account at the end of the year, less a fee of £2 per month. Now basically she's getting interest of 3%, right? Because it says you're Larry, put £6,000 into her account at the beginning of the year. How much does the bank pay her into her account? So she gets 3% interest. So you just need to work out 3% of 6,000. Now 1% is easy to find. 1% just means divide by 100, isn't it? Because 1% is 1 over 100. 1 out of 100, which means divide by 100. So if you divide this by 100, 100 goes into 6,000 60 times. So if 1% is 60, 3% is going to be 3 lots of 60, which is 180. So 3% is 180. Now you might think they pay her that, but then they take a fee. So they charge her for using this account £2 a month. The total fee will be £2. Why have I times it by 24? How many months in the year? 12. So it should be times it by 12, because there's 12 months in the year. That will come then to £24. So they charge her a fee of £24. They pay her that interest, but they charge her a fee of that. So in a way, what they probably do is they take that 24 away from the 180. So they left them paying her 156. Okay, question 4. 20% of 60 is equal to 40% of something. What I would do is work that out. 10% is 6, so that means 20% is 12. Okay, so we know this is 12. In other words, 40% of something is 12. Okay? Now, 40% of something is 12. What we could do is work out what 10% is of that something. Of course, just dividing by 4. Divided by 4, you get 3. Divide 12 by 4, you get 3. I want 100% of it. So I want to know what this is. So if I work out 100% of it, I'm working out the whole thing. So here I could scale that up. Times it by 10. Times that by 10. Times 3 by 10, you get 30. So 30 needs to go here. Okay, question 5. Decrease £35 by 10%. Now 10% is £3.50. You just divide that by 10. If you're decreasing it, you're taking it away. Okay, so you get £31.50 when you take that away. Question 6. Circle the value that shows the approximate percentage increase. Now, here you can see the wage has gone up by 25 pence. We want to think of what proportion of the initial pay, 25 pence is, what proportion the initial pay is. In other words, What's 25 pence out of £8? Okay, or you know, if you had the same units, okay, you could rightly write that, isn't it? Now what we need to do is really think about how many 25 pences there are in £8. If you think about it, 25 pence in £1, how many 25 pences are there? £1. It's 4, isn't it? So in £8, okay, you times that by 8, so you get 32. So 32 25 pences in £8, so you can think of it as increased by 1 over 32. Okay? And this is a fraction. Now to change this into a percentage, you would times it by 100, and of course this is non-calculator, but if you think about it, 100 divided by 32 is about 3, isn't it? It's roughly 3. So 3% will be your answer. Question 7, work out 1/4 of 30% of 800. Now what you do here is, of course, you focus from the right hand side, you work that out first. So you do 10% first. 10% of 800 is 80. 30% then will be 3 of them, so it's 240. So you know that's 240, so then you work out 1/4 of 240. 1/4 of 240, well, halve it again, that's so you work out 1/4, so you get 60. Okay?